Hi, writers. It's me, Ms. McNickol. Welcome to the first episode of Just Right. I'm here standing outside my daughter's bedroom. She's gone off to college, but I thought this would be a perfect place for us to film and share together our joy of writing. So let's step inside and get started with episode number 1. Hi, writers. It's me, Ms. McNickol. So welcome to Just Right, episode number 1. Here we are at my home in my daughter Abby's bedroom. She's off at college. She won't know that we're in here. I won't tell her if you won't. We're here to gather together and learn about writing, just like we do when I come to your schools. Now, you might know me from coming into your classroom. You might have seen me in the hallway, but you do need to know that I go in to schools and I help teachers and kids in grades kindergarten through 4th grade learn about writing, how to have fun with their writing, and how to become the best writer they can be. And that's what we're going to do here as well. So in this episode, what we'll do is we're going to learn about the history of writing. How did writing start anyway? Where was the first writing? How did it become so important to us? We'll learn about those things. And then I'll help you to collect a toolbox of things that you'll need in future episodes to help us enjoy writing together. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Just Right. Now let's learn a little bit about the history of writing. Where did writing begin, and what did they use to write with? The earliest known writing is found in caves like this one. On the walls, where they might have used other rocks to write with, they used charcoal, or they'd use plant material to mix together to make the different colors. The early Egyptians wrote on clay tablets like this, and they used symbols to represent their words. They'd use chisels and things to carve into the clay with. The Chinese people were the first to invent paper, where they used more like characters, like our letters that we use today to represent sounds. Those clay tablets and paper were then written into scrolls rather than books long ago, and on those scrolls, people would use pen and ink, with the pen being made from a feather. Later, these pens were made using other tools. Paper of the day was then bound together in books where they sewed the pages into the book cover. Today we have writing books like this where our paper is all put together and we have many, many colors and types of writing tools to use. Some people enjoy keeping a journal or a notebook with all of their little secret things that happen during the day and little cartoons and pictures. And we also enjoy writing on computers because we can do that all the time. So as you've learned, writing's come a long way from charcoal to computers. Now that we've learned how writing started and where all of this began, we're going to collect some tools that we'll be using in our episodes together. What I'm going to ask you to do is see if you can get some help from mom or dad and find yourself either a shoebox or another kind of box, any kind of box, or a bag of some sort that you can keep your writing tools in. This will be your Just Right tool bag or toolbox that you'll use when we gather together or whenever you choose to write in your house. So I'm going to ask you to go off and collect some things. So listen a minute and I'll give you some hints of what you might need. I'm going to ask you to go off and find maybe some paper, some pencils, some markers, some crayons, some cardboard, a paper towel roll, a toilet paper roll, an old cereal box, anything that you can think of that you might be able to write on. Another good thing that you can use are envelopes or small little post-it notes or pieces of paper. Or if mom or dad have any old mail that they're not going to use anymore, sometimes the back of the mail is plain paper that you can use to do your own writing on. So that might be a place to get mail too. Sit back and watch me run around my house collecting some of the things that I'd like to put in my Just Right writing box. Everybody. So I just ran around my house and outside and collected some things that I'm going to put in my box that I'll use to just write with. And so I was going to go through it, and I'll show you how I'm going to take all of these things and put them into a special place that will be my writing tool box or bag. I'm going to take a large bag. It can be a brown paper bag like this one. It can be a shopping bag like this one, or it can be a box of any kind. And this is what I'm going to use to keep my supplies in for writing. I'm going to open it up and I'll show you some of the things I'll be putting in there. What will I write on? Well, I could write on that computer paper that I grabbed from the printer, or perhaps or Mom or Dad have some old cards that I could use. So I'm going to throw those in along with the envelopes, because we'll do something special with those in a few weeks. Another thing I'm going to put in, I found some cardboard and my cereal box. This will work great to make a cover for a book someday. So I'm going to throw that in my box. I also had a big envelope that I found. More small envelopes. Oh, I happen to have a writing journal that I hadn't used in school. So I have a few pages in there I can use. I'll throw that in. Perhaps you have a notebook that looks like this at home. Even if some of the pages are written in, that's okay, because there's plenty of pages in a notebook like this. I'm going to throw that in. And if you can't find any plain paper, perhaps Mom or Dad have some old mail. And you can take their mail and use the other side, because that'll work to write on too. So that's going into my box. I have some old mail. I have a small bag that I found. What else? Oh, some Post-its. Put those into the box. I have some with lines on it. I happen to have an old box here, a little one. That could be cool sometime. I have a little journal. I might choose to write on that someday. I even have paper plates. What fun could we have with these to write on? We shall see. I'm going to throw those in. And I have an egg carton. And just some index cards. All of these things are things that I could write on someday. So they're going in my Just Right box. Now, what will I... Oh, forgot one more thing. I collected some rocks. And believe it or not, we can write on rocks. I'm going to put a few of those into my box. They're not real big rocks, so that'll be good. Other tools I'll need. What do I write with? I can write with my pencils. Here they are in my wooden shoe. I'll put a few of those in. I had some pens, colored pencils maybe, crayons. I have these crayons. These are kind of big crayons, but they'll work. Some markers, if you have markers. And then a few other tools you might need, possibly if you have a stapler, or some glue, or some tape, maybe an eraser. All those things will go in your Just Right bag or box. They can go in either place. And then in the next episodes, we'll have some fun using the things that are in the box. So, thanks for joining me on Just Right.
Just write me a letter. Just write me a rhyme. Just write me an email any old time. Just write me a story, maybe short, maybe long, or if you prefer, just write me a song. Just write me a text or a card with a line. Just write me your feelings. I hope you are fine. Just write what you can. Write big or write small. Whatever you write will be good for us all. So just write, everybody, just write.
So, you've collected your nice box, a bag of tools for writing. And now, in the days to come, find yourself a great place where you might sit down to do some writing in your home. Find a quiet place, find a place that you can spread your things out, or find a small little corner that you like to sit and write in. Find a place perhaps where you can play quiet music as you write, or find a place where you just love. That's what we'll do, and I'll see you next time on Just Right. Thanks for joining me.